Hey everyone, Gallifrey Forever 97 and welcome to today's mega video when we'll be breaking down and reviewing all 6 of the autumn B&M Doctor Who sets. I haven't been able to get these for a few weeks. My local store didn't have them, so I had to sort of track out to other cities and that. And one of them I had to order on eBay sadly to get the complete set. So these 6 sets from B&M include the 5th Doctor and TARDIS, the History of the Daleks Set 3, History of the Daleks Set 4, the Companions of the 3rd and 4th Doctor set, the Friends of the 13th Doctor set, and the Unit Terror of the Zygons set. All featuring a variation of either repaints or new sculpts, new tooling, stuff like that. Before I start though, let me know which one's your favourite in the comment section below and what are your thoughts and if you've managed to get them yet, as I know they've been more of a struggle this time round. So let's start off with the 5th Doctor and TARDIS from the Visitation. Now originally this was going to be the Castrovalva set, but I believe the art background would have been difficult to print because you've got the complex kind of mirror matrix style thing. So they've gone for the Visitation to have a woodland style background. Look at the outer packaging first, same as the other previous Doctor and TARDIS sets. Clear plastic window on the front and the left. Continue the 2018 logo, got limited edition sticker, the graphic TARDIS and all the Gallifreyan symbols. On the back we've got a write-up on the Visitation, so if you want to read about that you can pause and read it now, with a big promotion image of the 5th Doctor and TARDIS. So it's got opening doors and all the copyright stuff is at the bottom with all the other packaging as well this year. Just stuck it all on the bottom, so the back is basically just either promotion images or a write-up. The art card is the woodlands where the TARDIS lands in the Visitation, and we've also got the android in the background lurking there as he does in the story, so that's a nice little detail. And with them both at the packaging, obviously these have been released before, but it's variants that either people have wanted or a variation of the TARDIS, for example, which we didn't get last time round. But first of all, I'm going to take a look at the 5th Doctor with hat. So I'm going to do the articulation first, and I'm not going to do articulation for the others because it would just add time to the video, and we think we know the articulation now, so I'm going to use this one as an example. So the head swivels left to right, the arms go a full 360 round, 360 swivel at the bicep, up and down at the joint, 360 hand swivel. The waist can do the full 360, back and forth at the leg, top and in the middle, and the foot is sculpted to the trousers. So this is a sculpt which was released with like the Anthony Ainley Master. It's basically the exact same. I'll do a comparison after this, but it's a really great mould. The likeness of Davison is really great. The previous releases with Davison haven't been that top notch with the head sculpt, and with the paint applications, Biz has got it bang on spot on. He's got his celery, traditional costume, really crisp detail. The jumper's been painted more of a brighter white this time round. We've got the black red lining and all the traditional stuff. Trousers are like beige yellow with brown and red lining going down. The shoes are white, not really scuffed or anything. They've got these little holes, air holes I think as well, which is a really fine detail. The hair on the back is kind of this dark brown mixed within the light brown as well, which is obviously like Pete Davidson's hair, so that's good. Buttons, lining around the coat. Yeah, again, just a really crisp paint applications, bringing this figure out. And here he is alongside the other 5th Doctor's releases with the hat. Again, just more of a kind of cleaned up version. More of the colours seem to be more brighter. Less kind of dirtier washes. The other 2 released are very rare. It's a great opportunity for fans who missed out on this awesome variant to get it. On to the TARDIS now, which was obviously released in the Caves of Androzani 5th Doctor and TARDIS set, but that version was dirtied up, had mud scuffs all around the bottom, and I remember saying in that review, I'd like to see a cleaned up version. Well, here we are. I don't know why they released that one first, but it's really nice to have a kind of more cleaned up version. It's a very kind of dark, light mix of blue, really pops, really love the design of TARDIS. It's got the old / new effect. The windows are kind of a really light white yellow, slightly dirty mixed windows. I think with each of the sets you can get, they're all slightly different, so just sort of have a look out for that, I guess, when you're sort of buying them. Just have a look at the windows. The police box signs is like a sort of light blue background with the white text. At the top you've got the sculpted dome, which looks great. On the back obviously we got the battery and the speaker, which is redundant on all these B&M sets. It's a real shame they just couldn't replace that with one of the standard side slats and just put on the back so you don't have to see it. But got the pull to open sign. The keyhole is like an orangey gold, and obviously as I said before in previous reviews, the sort of texture of the wood, and the colours really nice. So they really spice this up whilst retaining the kind of old feel with slight shadowing and mixing in. To kind of give that authenticity of the TARDIS. The doors, to show you to open them, you push them both open, and obviously in the background you've just got the battery compartment, which is redundant. To close it, you pull the left door open first, click that back in, and then you push the bottom button in just inside, and the right door should snap close. But as you say, they look absolutely great together. Sort of the freshly new TARDIS and new Doctor, obviously at the start of his era. So yeah, they look great. And comparing this to the Caves of Androzani set, as you can see, it's the exact same. The TARDIS seems a lot darker in the previous one. The new one seems more of a lighter blue, and obviously the paint applications for the fifth Doctor, obviously with the mud, different style trousers. Obviously it's in 2 seasons later without the hat. But yeah, I think to do with the face especially, it seems to be more defined and less cartoony with this new release, which I really love. If you love the 5th Doctor era, this is the perfect set to pick up. And obviously giving us a rare 5th Doctor variant, which a lot of people missed out on, with a cleaned up TARDIS, so you can have that kind of definitive 80s style TARDIS to add to the collection. Now onto both of the History of the Daleks set, so you've got number 3 and number 4. Number 3 is from the Chase. I don't think we get a Chase set, because obviously we just had the movie style Daleks, which are from that story-ish. The 4th one is obviously from the Dalek Master Plan. Both feature variants again, which are very hard to track down with new paint application. But before I have a look at the figures and the individual sets, let's take a look at the packaging. All the standard details obviously telling you what the story it's from, the number. Again, you kind of got this angled plastic design, so you can see both Daleks with the Doctor Who logo, TARDIS graphic, limited edition sticker. Go around the box, you've got links to the character website, graphical designs of the TARDIS on both sides of the set. And at the back, you've got obviously promotion images of the figures, nicely all photoshopped. And on both, write about the story and the individual props, which is a nice read. Without the way, let's take a look at the figures. So first we're going to start with History of Daleks set number 3. The backdrop for the History of Daleks set 3 is the same roughly as the Chase one, as obviously he is from the same story, but it's basically like the jungles of Mechanus. But there is a nice, well I say nice, but it's a sort of destroyed burnt body, which is a really nice Easter egg. But you've got plantation all around, some sort of alien fungi stuff. So yeah, looks a really sort of horrid forest you don't really want to enter. And look at the figures now. So we got the Guard Dalek, which was originally released as a sound effects version, was that updated paint applications to fit in with the recent released movie style Daleks. And also we have a drone Dalek, but obviously going in line with the previous release History Dalek sets with the closed pupil. Before I take a look at the detail, I'm going to go through the articulation. Again, I'm going to do it for one Dalek because, as I said, all Daleks are basically the same. So head can do the full 360, the eye stalk can go up to the top and down to the sort of stationary level. The gun and plunger are ball jointed, so you can obviously put them in sort of any sort of circular rotation. And you've got the 3 wheels at the bottom, 2 at the back, 1 at the front, so you can push your Dalek in any direction you'd like it to go. So it's great to see this re-released. I think there were like 2 in the story, so it's nice to have obviously 2 if you've got the sound effects version. But also as well, it's great to obviously have this if you've never got it, because it is a really great variant. I had to track it down at the time as I sort of missed out on the original release. You've got the shiny dark blue dome. The dome lights have been changed now with these History of Daleks sets to the Master Plan onwards ones for like the 60s ones, because they used to have like different donuts, but we just put those on, I guess, for easiness. I don't know if they're more accurate or not. Because overall light blue tint, you've got the gold going around the bottom, looks absolutely fantastic. The gun's been painted the same light blue as well as the plunger stick, obviously the top's black, but the ball joints have been painted as like light silver. So you've got the black base at the bottom. No scuffs this time for any of these, which is quite interesting. And compared to the other one, looks great. There are slight differences. I'd say more darker variations on all the colours, like darker blue, darker gold slightly. And obviously the gun and plunger has obviously been painted the lighter blue as well. And also the different exterminator as well, actually. To remove the 60s ones and put more of like the 70s style one on. And the other one was of like a silver overall tint compared to obviously this new version, which comparing them to obviously the recent released movie style Chase Daleks, the Jungles of Mechanus ones, it fits more in line with those, and obviously you can tell the difference between the sound effects original release and this new version, but it goes more in tone with the recently released ones. And of course with this one, it hasn't got the sound effects, so in the story they had like no bases, they were just stationary Daleks, like nobody inside them, but they took the black bottom base off, so you could do that with accuracy if you want them for this time round. Now onto the drone Dalek, which has obviously the first time having the slats, and obviously this version has got the variant with the sort of more closed-in eye. Very silvery bottom and top dome. The grid has also been painted this shiny silver as well, but the middle section has been painted this like white / grey colour, and it does as well for the master plan Daleks as well. It's quite odd to look at, to be honest. It doesn't really stick out, it doesn't feel like blended in, but I guess it variants it. I don't know if it's, again, just more accuracy or not, but it just looks odd. I guess it kind of makes the slats going around and the other stuff more shinier. Great looking 60s Dalek, kind of the traditional 60s one with obviously the slats and the orange sort of dome light. Same as the guard Dalek as well, the same ears. Again, no scuffing around. And not much to say really, just pops, looks nice. And obviously nice to have the variation with the eye. And comparing this to original Chase Daleks, which was released with the Mechanoid, the eye and the lights have been swapped round. The dome lights obviously been changed, and again it just has a more of a shiny outlook. And obviously you can see the middle section on the original was very dark grey, and this is like a very light grey, so it's like two extremes. But it looks side by side together, really nice. Obviously nice to have a variation that has like the closed pupil and everyone. It would have been nice to have had the middle section maybe more of a closer to the original grey. It is quite an extreme change, but it's not the end of the world. And the bottom hemispheres more of a darker blue this time compared to the original, which was more of a lighter blue. So overall, two great Daleks. If you have all the other figures, it goes in really nicely with this like chase diorama I've got here, where you've got the movie style Daleks, the Mechanoid, two other drone Daleks, the sound effects version of the guard Dalek, and also obviously these new ones, which is obviously just the guard Dalek with no sound effects and a drone Dalek with the closing pupil. So yeah, really nice variations. Great opportunity to get these figures for a good, decent price. They obviously give them new paint applications. I think the guard Dalek suits in better, but I think the drone Dalek, again, that middle section, that really light grey is quite odd to look at. I'm sure I'll get used to it though. Now on to the issue of Daleks Set 4. First of all, looking at the background, kind of got the inside of a Dalek spaceship, which is really cool. These 3D designs are amazing. All different columns going out, different doorways. Really exciting to see these, and I can't see which ones they do for the further stories. So this has the flamethrower style Dalek and the Supreme Dalek from the Dalek Master Plan. The Supreme Dalek, of course, has the closed-in eye. First of all, on the Supreme Dalek, again, really nice to have this variation. We had this in the Toys R Us set back in the day. Re-releasing it again, obviously we've got the opportunity to have a new variation with the eye, which obviously for me, he's already got it, it's great, but I say it's also a great opportunity for people to get it again. Not much to say really, just same as the drone Dalek we just seen in the other set, just with the black bottom base and the black dome. Again, the white section, so it kind of goes nice with this set of releases of Daleks, of these 60s Daleks. Really great detailing. The silver slats really stick out. Compared to the original, you probably see it looks a bit more, slightly more of a mattier black this time around. The hemispheres are the same style blue, but the gridding on the eye for this version is a lighter blue, but the older version is like a sort of darker blue, more in line with the hemispheres, which is an interesting tweak. Little fine detail there. And actually looking at it now, I'd say the dome lights are more of a beigeier yellow this time round, compared to the original, which was orange. Yeah, some very minor paint tweaks there. But it's great to have alternative versions of the Supreme Dalek to kind of command this army of 60s Daleks. And then we have the Flamethrower Dalek from the Dalek Master Plan, where they're burning down the jungle. Not really much more to say than obviously what has been said with the other drone Dalek, but obviously this time it has a flamethrower. Obviously this was released years ago. It's great to see this re-release, as there was a few Daleks in that story sort of flamethrowers. It's a great opportunity to army build if you like. The flame itself is detachable, so you kind of got the standard tooling equipment. So you can either have the flame on or off, just sort of slot it in and out. Great tooling, and obviously the flame is just this kind of die cast, obviously more of a red colour at the bottom, which transitions to orange near the end of the flame. Compared to the original, same differences as obviously the drone Dalek. The dome lights and the eye gridding are different variations of colour as well. But I say the flame on this new version is more of a darker orange. The other one seems more of a brighter sort of cartoony orange, but this seems to be more sort of going into the red side. My one had like a slight paint leak of the eyes. It's nice to have like a version without that. But yeah, put it with the Supreme Dalek, they look great. So again, overall, obviously they're great Daleks and they are slightly different compared to the original. But these are really for people who either didn't get them or aren't rebuilding opportunity. There is no limit to having how many Daleks you want. Great to see this 60s shelf just build up with loads of Daleks. Now on to the 3 final sets, and these are the 3 packs. Mostly repaints, but there are some really cool toolings in some of these. Take a look at the packaging for all 3 of these sets as they are all the same. Again, all the traditional style packaging, the blue graphic TARDIS tells us what the sets are, telling us what's in the sets. Obviously the TARDIS on the side. On the back we have promotion images, because obviously all the copyright stuff's at the bottom, but with great promotion images. These random barcode stickers have just been placed so randomly. I tried to peel them off, but you still have the sort of silver barcode stuff at the bottom, so pretty redundant, but yeah, you get the idea. But the background is the same as been released for the last few years. The white with graphic grey style lining going down the background. So first I want to take a look at the 3rd and 4th Doctor Companion set, and this features Sarah Jane from the Monsters of Peladon, Romana 1 from the Power of Kroll, and Romana 2 from the Horns of Nimon, where you can recreate your favourite scenes, saying how many Nimons have you seen today? Start off with Sarah. In that story she had an open jacket, but again, because the molds was predetermined, you can see at the top a kind of jumper underneath. The hairstyle is exact the same for Revenge of Cymen. A lot of people said about the hairstyle is wrong. Obviously in that story it was a pedal, she has like a bob haircut. If it means not having this figure, now that inaccuracy of the haircut, I don't mind, it's absolutely fine. But going around some really great detail on the jacket. She got this little ring on the side of her hand. Again, the likeness is just incredible for Sarah Jane. It's absolutely brilliant. So you can see the purple top just underneath the jacket, and the jacket has been painted this dark shiny brown with this light beige brown lining going down the jacket, which is a nice touch. The trousers are black with the shoes, which are from the Sarah Jane Adventures figure, which all these figures are based on. The shoes are going to like beigey grey. That's got all the belt in, great detail obviously from the previous figure. And comparing it obviously to the Revengers Sideman from the previous set, obviously the exact same haircut. I'd say more of a darker brown painting of the hair. Obviously the jacket is the exact same, just obviously painted differently. And the trousers have been traded for another figure for this time around. Obviously she's not in her army stuff, but it looks really nice. But having this figure to go along the previously released B&M set, the 3rd Doctor and TARDIS from the Monster of Peladon, the two look great together with the TARDIS, and also just add nice story in there just for fun. It's great to have Sarah Jane to put with the 3rd Doctor figure. In the dream we'll have to have like a different hair sculpt, and obviously be able to see the jumper, etc. But if it means we're not going to get one, or sort of costume reasons why, I'm not going to complain having this one. Now on to Romana 1, and I've got to say this is much of an improvement compared to the other one. The head sits better on this sort of body, much better. So we've got this new tooling of this outer jacket, which looks really great. Obviously just been painted red. We've got some great pattern details. There's kind of pockets which go around the top shoulders and then goes right around the back, all the different creases. The rest of the body's just been painted like black over the arms and the shoes. The Sarah Jane figure had her watch, so we've just painted it black. But the hair and the head sculpt is absolutely amazing. It just works better, this head sculpt onto this body. This is definitely my favourite Romana compared to the other one. The hair seems better sculpted in. It just looks more natural, I'd say. Nothing wrong with the other previous Romana figure, but I'd say that was probably the weakest one of this set, and this is probably one of the best of this 3-pack. So yeah, really nice to have a better version of Romana. It's great to have this figure from the Power of Kroll, and obviously it's nice to have 2 Romanas now. Obviously we've not really got any figures from season 16, The Key to Time, but it's great to have more of a definitive figure of Romana this time round. And then we have Romana 2, it's played by Lala Ward. And this is from the Horns of Nimon. I think a lot of people predicted this, as it is basically the same costume as the Destiny of the Daleks one. So they obviously took off the scarf, same head sculpt. Again, the characteristics that they've captured for Lala Ward is incredible, and the hair is really nice, kind of natural-esque looking look. The coat has obviously been painted red, and you've got these like brown, red burgundy style gloves, which obviously just paint over the hands. You've got this back tassel, which obviously the coat wouldn't have, but obviously because it's based on the Sarah Jane Adventures figure, that stuff kind of transfers over. You've got buttons at the back, 2 at the back, and then you've got 4 going down the jacket. And open it up, they've even put the detail of the jacket. It looks more printed on instead of painted, but looks incredible. So again, didn't have to go to this detail. Could have quite easily glued it shut. But yeah, if you peel it back, you get a nice surprise of seeing the waistcoat and the pattern of the shirt underneath. Obviously the waistcoat has been painted this like light yellow, and the trousers have been painted like a beigey yellow, obviously with the black boots. And comparing this obviously to Destiny Daleks one, obviously the main difference obviously being the scarf and more of a kind of overall paint applications, obviously less kind of detail on this, but that's fine because that's what it is really. So again, really nice to have this variant of Romana. Again, two great figures from season 17. So although the set is mainly repaints, it gives us a great new Romana figure, a Sarah Jane figure to put with the third Doctor, and another great variation of Romana 2, which is a natural choice. It's great this set because obviously we've had so many variations of like different Doctors. It's great now to have another lot of variations of companions to put with different variations of the Doctor. So yeah, fantastic opportunity. Really love the updates. Now onto the Friends of the 13th Doctor set. They've took the foe out because obviously they've took the Jadoon out and they've traded it for Graham. So this is more of a definitive companion style set. And they're giving us some, again, great variations, which I think these variants are probably better than the ones that originally released, to be honest. But I'll start with Yaz, who's from Fugitive of Jadoon. Again, same body sculpt like all these are. Yaz, Graham, Ryan, I think they really hit the ball at the part of these. All the face sculpts for these new companions are incredible. Like the likenesses demanded for this one, for example, is just phenomenal. So it's got a hair and that sort of Princess Leia style buns at the top and long frayed hair at the bottom and around the back. The jacket is like a dark brown and obviously have this leopard style pattern, obviously which she has in Fugitive of Jadoon. It really makes this figure pop more. Obviously the last one was obviously just white, but this is nice to have like a more of a detailed version, I say. The belt has been painted brown with the silver belt, and obviously trousers are black with the brown shoes. And comparing this version to the original, obviously the exact same, just different pen applications, but I appreciate more of the extra detail they've gone with the shirt this time round. And nice to have one, I guess, from Series 11 and Series 12. Ryan is from the Ghost Monument. Again, the face sculpt's incredible. The jacket has been painted like a dark blue with silver buttons. Again, you've got the creasings and the pockets from one of the previous promo figures. But the main difference really is the trousers. It's been painted these beigey orange with the white shoes, which have this like kind of brown dirtier wash over them because obviously you're in the sort of desert sand. And comparing this to the original figure, the t-shirt painted on top is more of a lighter blue on this one compared to the other one, which is like a darker blue. And comparing the jackets, although it might look the same on the surface, the original one had more like scuffier details on it, like more of like a sort of battered look, but this one seems more pristine. With obviously all the adventures he's been on, obviously he's got more wear and tear. The trousers, obviously with like jeans with black shoes on the previous release, obviously now they've been updated to fit the story. Nice to have another variation, even though it's just that the trousers really have been painted. And then finally we've got Graham. Nice to have him again. Great likeness to Bradley Walsh. So this time he's in his brown jacket costume. You can see his shirt underneath, which has like blue and red linings, sort of checkered shirt. The jeans were painted as like really dark blue, dark denim, and obviously the shoes been painted black this time. And obviously compare it to the original, obviously mostly sort of blue with brown trousers, different shirt as well underneath. It looks great, and again, another variation is welcome. So overall, I think this is probably like the better versions of the figures. Like they were incredible anyway with the original releases individually and obviously part of the previous B&M sets, but I think this time around I think they just pop more. Love Yaz's new t-shirt design, a nice alternative variation. It is a simple repaint, just repackaged, but they kind of have similar costumes throughout the stories. It goes lovely with the 13th Doctor TARDIS and obviously Captain Jack as well. And finally we have the unit Terror of the Zygons set, which features Sergeant Benton, a mysterious looking unit soldier, which is totally not Mike Yates, and the 4th Doctor in his Scottish outfit from the story. There was like these pictures of it online like years ago, but we just thought it would never see light of day, but they've resurfaced it and put it in this B&M set, which is so awesome to see. So I'm going to take a look at the two unit soldiers together. So the first one obviously is Sergeant Benton on the right. It is Mike Yates, but they've just put on a moustache to kind of cover up and make it like a random unit soldier, which is fine. Absolutely fine. I know for a lot of people obviously sort of make jabs at it and they've kind of set themselves up for that. It was obviously going to be too expensive to put like a whole new face sculpt in for a random soldier, you know. Maybe they could have put a Primeval head on, but, you know, it's absolutely fine. This variation, Kratos is the same, obviously, with this new toy with the bag. It's got this camouflage look. Same sculpt, the hats, the trousers, just obviously more of like a camouflagey look. But yeah, the face sculpts are incredible. Brown gloves, the scarves as well. It's a really nice tooling, and it's really nice to have more unit soldiers, to be honest, as well. And they also come with these new guns. Apparently there's complaints about the previous releases having like modern style machine guns, which didn't bother me, but apparently they did a lot of people. So now they have these more 70s style machine guns, which are great. Put these obviously other figures as well. It's a really nice mold, and they look great with the figures. And comparing them to the Claws of Axos unit set, I definitely prefer these versions. They just pop out more. They obviously suit the story, obviously the Claws of Axos, but with these ones, obviously more like camouflage, lighter green. They just stand out more in colour wise. But yeah, nice. It's nice to have a load of sort of army of unit soldiers with our favourites Mike Yates and Sergeant Benton, and of course this mysterious man. The arms have the exact same sticker pattern. I think Sergeant Benton was like put up a rank or something. I think for just cost reasons, they've probably just kept it all the same, obviously, but they got the unit badge on there, so that's fine. And now on to the 4th Doctor, which looks incredible. I love this variation. It's really great to have his like kind of distinct costumes from these B&M sets. The most recent was obviously Talons. It's really great to have this distinct costume of him more fitting the era or setting of the story. It has had a lot of new tooling. It's off the head. It's got a new head sculpt, and obviously a lot of people are saying about the paint applications. I think it's like Tom. It's quite funny seeing the comparisons to like what people say they alternatively look like. But I think it was great, and this is a complete new head sculpt. I think just the paint applications probably don't personify it as good, but I see it as Tom. I think it's, again, no quims from me. The hair's a separate piece. We've been told to make it more like fluffier, and obviously the Scottish hat, which looks in great detail. Now we've got like the silver badge, white tassel going at the bottom with the red lining, great stuff at the top of the hat. It's a really incredible Scot, and I'm really happy they've gone to this effort to give us this new tooling. And he's got a new scarf as well. This is obviously not his traditional scarf that just kind of goes down. One side goes down the back, and obviously you've got around the neck, and the one goes down the bottom. Kind of got his red base, but we've got a yellow, white, blue, grey, purple lining going down, and just fits the look really nicely. Kind of more of like a toned down version of his scarf. And again, looking underneath the scarf, we've got his green tie with the waistcoat, which is yellow with green lining, and then we've got this kind of red lining to suggest that his red jacket is underneath that. Obviously it's probably quite cold in Scotland. And the trousers are this really cool effect. So it's this dark grey, but they've paint flickered these red and blue dots, which look brilliant. It's really nice they've done. They could just paint it grey and everybody would have been fine with it, but it's great they've gone to this extra detail to give us this kind of variation of the trousers, and it's a really effective way of done it. Obviously shoes are the standard brown sort of slashy gold shoes seen with all the other Tom Baker figures. And comparing it to what the Tom Baker face figure is, obviously it is the sort of burgundy Tom Baker costume, which you obviously saw with the Genesis, and this is from the Sontaran Experiment set. But it looks slightly bulkier, and obviously with the scarf and the different head sculpt as well. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I love this. I'm putting alongside the Zygon figures. It looks great. Really awesome display. And as well, obviously, unit soldiers on the side. Even though obviously the Mike Yates, or shall I say, man with his moustache, is obviously looks quite cheap. I'd rather have that in the set and get this Tom Baker. Glad that more money's obviously been put into making this Tom Baker release, given it new tooling, etc. Them obviously sort of giving us a random unit soldier with just a simple paint application. It's kind of like, what do you want? You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm glad they've kind of put more focus on it. The unit soldiers look great. I think they look more brighter and sort of stick out more Tom Baker style story, but it's really great to finally have this release of Tom. So there you have it. That's my review of all 6 of the B&M Autumn sets. A lot of variation here, obviously mainly classics. Most of these obviously variations that we've had before, but obviously like the Tom Baker figure is practically new. A lot of these are different repaints with new tooling, etc. It's a really great range of figures, some improving on the already released stuff, some not as good, you know, but it's a mix and match. Giving fans the opportunity to get figures which they may have missed out on, and obviously going for like silly prices on eBay. I think it gives that a great opportunity, and also gives us new variants to put on the shelf. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please comment, like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Links our stuff in description below. And in this video, I'll put a link to a playlist of my B&M reviews for the summer ones, as a lot of them are similar to obviously these ones. So I go into more obviously detail with that. I thought with this one, because I kind of already reviewed a lot of these sets previously, I thought it would just be good to kind of just do an overall big video, sort of giving a rough review on the new sets. So until next time, thank you for watching. Bye bye.